Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm looking at this. This is Nosferatu from 1922. Another one of these films that Sean sent me, and this is another great film. He's done it again. This is a fantastic film. Absolutely love it. Again, it's a groundbreaking film. It really is. This is a horror film, a silent horror film, and there we are. That set it off in 1922, and it is so influential. It's an amazing film. I'm just knocked over by it. I just love this film. Absolutely love it. Its title is actually Nosferatu, a symphony of horror. It's all there. That's in the title. And it is. It's so well coordinated, like a symphony. So much beauty, symbolism, everything about this film, and the horror. Yes, it's wonderful. So it's now this version, the best version we've got, is 95 minutes long. Again, over the years, it's been restored and things added to it that they could find. That's very important in these restorations, getting the nearest, best possible print that you can get from what the director originally intended. On Rotten Tomatoes, 97%. Now, this screenplay was by Enric Galin, and it was based on Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yes, but it's not like Dracula at all in many. It's very different because they were very conscious that they could get into trouble in terms of copyright, and they tried to put in the German setting, change characters' names, and add their own spin to the story as we know it. But of course, which is important to the film, is that the heirs of the estate of Bram Stoker took them to court, and the court found in their favour, and the film was ordered to be destroyed. Yes, so it didn't have a very good start, did it? Even though there was much praise and that, it had a major problem. Fortunately, copies were saved, and over the years we've had various versions and what have you. But I think we've got the best version now that has been restored. But so it didn't have a very good start, did it really? And thank heavens it was saved. We were very lucky. Now, the producers were Enrico Dreckerman, I think that's it, and then the important one, Albin Groh. Albin Groh was involved in setting up this Prana Film production company. In fact, this was their only film. They went bankrupt after this. But the important part is that he came from various occultists. Germany was very much in this Weimar Republic period into all sorts of things, and occultism was very much a very important link, and it carries right on. And we've even got the infamous depraved character, British character Aleister Crowley, coming over, getting involved in the occultism movement. But there was all sorts of splits, but it phased out anyhow and became even more marginalized. But the important point is that there's a lot of symbolism in the film, which is quite clearly occult symbolism, which has been put in there. they wanted to see this as an occult film, but really it became more of a horror entertainment film as well, but still had those elements in there. But it also was German expressionist cinema. This was developing in the 20s, and this was very much part of it. And that, of course, is all down to the director, who is F.W. Murnau. He's a very interesting character, and it's really very sad what happened to him. He died quite young. He was only 42. He died in a car accident in America. He went over to America, and I think it was in 1926. I think he went over to America and started making films over there. He didn't actually make any talking films. They were all... His last film was released posthumously in 1931 called Taboo, a story of the South Seas. And this had sailing themes in, which apparently is very interesting, sailing. But his major silent film, which has survived, because a lot of his films haven't survived, was the Faust film, based on the legend Faust. That was in 1926. And that was seen as quite an important film at the time. On a sort of characteristic level, he was very much, I think, a very misunderstood character, because of the rise of fascism and Hitler, a lot of people have said, oh, he must have been anti-Semitic, because they see the anti-Semitic images. What they saw, the portrayal of the Count, they see it, and some of the things that happened. But it's quite clear it is actually, they've totally misread it. The director, he was a gay homosexual bloke. He was very much employing Jewish actors, including in this film. There is a Jewish actor in one of the leading roles. It's quite clear that, as usual, people jump to conclusions. And of course, he left Germany, went to America. So this anti-Semitism charge, again, is very much what you expect. We see it going on nowadays, don't we? But people who don't know the full story jump to conclusions, and there it is. Anyhow, sorry, I'm going off again. Hey, Bayek, I better stop that. Hey, let's have a look. Now, the music was by Hans Erdemann, but again, we got a problem here that most of the score didn't survive, and therefore, over the years, as the restorations and prints of versions have been put together, more composers have created their own scores. And the one that, when I'm watching this film now, is absolutely beautiful. It's really well set up, and it follows the spirit of the film very much, and I think the original score, what they've got of it. So it's excellent. Now, I'll just go into actors. Matt Schreck heads the cast. He is brilliant as Count Orlok in the Nosferatu Dracula kind of figure. He had quite a career, actually, in sort of silent films, but one a film that he did do, I noticed, was a film called The Tunnel from 1933, which was a French-German sci-fi film, and it sounds really interesting, what I've seen. I think that's a talkie as well. Then we've got Gustav von Wingenheim, who plays Thomas Hutter, who's an important character as well in the film. He was just, from what I can see, actor, screenwriter, director, very much involved in sort of general movement. Then we've got Greta Schroeder, I think that would be. She plays Helen Hutter, the wife of Thomas Hutter. Important. She's very important in this film as well. She interestingly enough, did go into a career of talking films. She was in two British films, I noticed. She was in Victoria the Great, 1937, and 60 Glorious Years, 1938, which were about Queen Victoria. Yeah, she was in them. Yeah, excellent films. Then another, just one more name I'll put in, is Alexander Granat, who was the Jewish actor who played Knock. He had to fly, well, he fled to Russia, rise of Hitler, and then he found he wasn't very welcome in Russia, and then he ended up going to Hollywood, America. The most famous film that I found that he was involved in, a talking film, was For Whom the Bell Tolls, 1943. Hemingway's brilliant sort of romance, war fiction, war kind of film, which is about the Spanish Civil War. It's about the Spanish Civil War. It's a fantastic film. Right, that's in 1943. Yes. So now, the filming of this took place between July 1921 into 1922. There were various locations in Germany: Weimar, Lubeck, Nuremberg, Rostock, and then there was location work in Slovakia as well, particularly with the castle and all that kind of thing. So there's a lot of good location work, and in the documentaries on it, you actually see the sets now that are still there. The actual locations they filmed them. Fantastic. Adds even more to this film. I mean, this film is over 100 years old. Amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It really is. Let me just quickly talk to you about what the rewritten sort of script idea is about from Bram Stoker's book, which is they've adapted it into German. Well, it starts in 1838 in a fictional town of Weisberg. Thomas Hutter is sent to Transylvania. We've got the Transylvania link by his employer, who's a real estate agent, if you want to call him that, called Knock. Yes, Knock, important part. And he visits this count to basically seal a deal about a property, which just so happens, as it does, to be in an area of houses, unoccupied houses, where Utter lives, where his wife can see there were. Yes, you see, the important thing is that when all these sort of goings on, he discovers that his wife, a picture of her, which is like with the Bram Stoker novel, Helen Hutter, and immediately he's attracted and wants to go to her, and that's how the story sort of develops. But we get all what has been used in these films, the frightened locals, the coaches, all these things, the castles, the interiors. They're all very much like the Universal and Hammer takes on Dracula, but our difference, the way this is filmed, is very different from them, and so much like use of shadows and the atmosphere, the way the silent film actors respond to it, the shadows, they add so much to this, and the location. Only one camera was used in this. One camera. So that was a very important camera, particularly regarding the prints that were to be taken from it. Absolutely amazing. Just one camera used, and what an eye this director has got, and his use of the scenes that he's involved in. It's just beautiful to look at. It really is. And the horror you see where he's able to film the Count Orlok, he becomes this like man creature vampire. He's a man, but he isn't. He's a vampire. and you see that change, the way they look and the way it's filmed. It's an absolute revelation. It's a wonderful piece of film. I totally recommend this. I'm going on the top. I don't want to go into too much, but it is a fantastic film, and I would recommend it. It's essential if you're interested in horror films. This is so influential in all the things that you've seen in horror. It's German expressionism filmmaking, and there it is, directors. It's a director's, well, it's a dream director's film. It is. It just, you can learn so much from this. Now, here is the Masters of Cinema series. This is it. And it's got the disc. And then we've got this wonderful booklet here, which goes into details about the series. I highly recommend that. As always, thank you again, Sean, for this. So, Sean, you've done us a really good favour in getting me this film. I love it. I'm watching it again. I just can't stop. It's just great. I'm so enthusiastic. I'm excited again. We've had Metropolis, which was another groundbreaking film. And now we've got this, which is a groundbreaking masterpieces. I like using that word, yes. These are them. Anyhow, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and we'll let you know when I post more of these films. And also, if you like this, please give it a like, because it helps with algorithms and other people might enjoy it. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I'd love to hear what you say about these things. You know, I do. I really love your comments. And that's it. Yes, and it all costs note. So there you are. Free. Anyhow, I better go because I'm going on again. I get so excited. But all I gotta say is, I'll see thee again.